So today we have some more insane wrestling news that's all over the place. We'll talk about Triple H's plans to leave the WWE, and we also will talk about another update to the entire Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss situation. There's a lot to get into, so let's jump right in. Starting off with the surprising news that Triple H is reportedly planning on leaving WWE and leaving the business in the future. Triple H has been involved in the WWE for over 25 years now and has really elevated himself from an ordinary in-ring talent to being one of the more higher-up individuals in the company. A lot of people have criticized Triple H for where he's at right now, and there's a lot of people that say, well, he's only in the position he's at right now because he married the boss's daughter, Stephanie McMahon. Did marrying Stephanie McMahon get Triple H close to the McMahon family? Yeah, you can say it did. But I don't think it was the only factor for where he's at today. Triple H has such a great mindset for the company. He has the right visions. He's creative, and he always helps the talents no matter what. Even if Triple H never married Stephanie McMahon, I still think his great knowledge for the business still would have elevated his position in the company no matter what. But since he is married to Vince McMahon's daughter after all, everyone seems to believe that the keys to the company will go to Triple H and Stephanie when Vince McMahon retires. That had been the popular belief for many years now, but there's been a handful of reports over the last few years that claim that Triple H and Stephanie aren't the locked-in option to take over after Vince McMahon. It seems that the big decision of who takes over after Vince McMahon leaves hasn't really been decided on yet. The obvious choices are Shane McMahon, Stephanie, and of course Triple H. Shane McMahon is quite the busy businessman himself, so no one knows for sure if he'll have enough time to manage the entire company. That's why everyone seems to be leaning towards the Triple H and Stephanie McMahon option being the more likely possibility. Triple H, now 51 years old, seems to be fully retired from the ring and continues working for the company in an executive role. But according to the latest report, Triple H isn't in it for the very long run. Former WWE superstar Ryback shared the news in his podcast from who he calls a credible source, and they reportedly said that Triple H doesn't plan on being with the WWE past his 65th birthday. So, if this is in fact true, that makes things really interesting. Looking in from the outside, I always assumed Triple H was in it for the long run. I thought he wanted to take over the company and really shifted in his own creative way for a long time. But that doesn't seem to be the case, according to what Ryback's source is claiming here. Looks like Triple H doesn't want to spend the rest of his life with the company. It seems that he still wants to get out a bit early and truly retire. If this rumor of him wanting to leave before his 65th is true, then that means Triple H has just about 14 years left with the WWE. Don't get me wrong, that's still a long time. Triple H can probably get everything he wants to do done in those 14 years that he supposedly has left. So Triple H wants to be a part of the company, but it seems like he still wants that early retirement from all that daily chaos that comes with running this global company, which is respectable. Obviously, no one wants to be working for their entire life. Triple H just wants to get out of there before his 70s, which is really understandable. You look at Vince McMahon, and he's still here, running everything in his mid-70s. So that takes a lot of heart and passion to still be running the entire operations for this long. I know everyone jokes that Vince McMahon has lost it. He's out of touch. His product isn't the same as what it once was. It's chaotic to work for him, and so much more other insane things. That may all be true, but you can't really knock his passion and grind for the company. It seems like he never takes a break. So the future will be interesting to see. Vince McMahon doesn't show any signs of slowing down or retiring. And now with rumors that Triple H won't be sticking around either, WWE will really look different down the line. But I'll keep you updated on any updates to this story. Next up is another update to the Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss situation. Last time we talked about this story with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss, we went over some possible storyline theories. But a lot of different things have been taking place around this storyline. One of the major things that has been impacted by Smackdown closing moments is Alexa Bliss's social media presence. Prior to the Fiend's attack, Alexa would always be active on all of her social medias. She would be posting pictures, posting tweets, liking tweets. just doing all sorts of different things on social media. But since the attack, she has gone silent across all of her platforms. Now, I really like this sort of thing because it keeps our immersion intact and sort of continues the story off of television. Alexa is just silent on social media following the attack, and it sort of builds up that suspense for the story. Alexa's last Instagram post from several days ago is filled with comments from fans asking, where is she? And if she's okay. And that's what I love to see. Leave your viewers with that uncertainty about Alexa's well-being. Is she okay? Is she not okay? You have to tune into Smackdown to find out if she's okay. That's the kind of stuff I like. It would be much different if we saw Alexa get attacked by the Fiend, but then the next day she's posting pictures, watching movies in her house, and posting tweets like nothing ever happened. That's the kind of stuff I don't really like. Obviously, WWE is scripted television, but when superstars do foolish things like that, I think it just has a negative effect on the story, and really ruins everyone's immersion into that story. The last superstars to really keep that immersion going strongly on social media was Lana and Bobby Lashley. Despite her still being married to Rusev in real life, Lana made it her responsibility to really sell the idea that they were divorced and only posted pictures with Bobby Lashley onto her official Instagram page. It's little storyline commitments like that that I can really appreciate. So props to Alexa Bliss and WWE for keeping the immersion intact here with her social media absences. I would expect Alexa Bliss to continue to be silent on social media for the rest of the week, unless she's going to post something cryptic that will give us another hint about what happened to her. If Alexa was to post something like that, then I wouldn't mind something similar to that at all. Bray Wyatt did tweet out one message since the attack, but many fans are split on if this could relate to Alexa Bliss at all. Bray Wyatt had this to say on Twitter: "Who controls the past, controls the future. Who controls the present, controls the past." Another theory that was going around on social media was the Bray Wyatt doll from a few months ago. It was the blonde-haired doll that had the Fiend's face on it. Bray used this doll during his feud with The Miz. At the time, everyone thought the doll was hinting at Liv Morgan. But here we are, many months later, and the doll is being brought back up by fans, because they're wondering if the doll can be related to Alexa Bliss. It's a good idea, but honestly, the doll and Alexa Bliss don't have much in common, besides the blonde hair, so I'm all out on that theory and idea. Don't think there's much there to really talk about. Some WWE fans made headlines for a ridiculous petition about what happened between Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. The description said the following: "On the July 31st edition of Smackdown, our hero Alexa Bliss was assaulted by a thug named Bray Wyatt. The reason for this is to see the criminal brought to justice. Please sign this to see our queen get the justice she deserves." So yeah, obviously that entire thing isn't meant to be taken seriously, but as funny and ridiculous as it sounds, 100 people actually signed this petition, so there's that. But I'm still looking forward to where this story goes next for Alexa Bliss. What are your thoughts on today's wrestling news? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. You can also follow us on Instagram at WrestlingWorldCC and on Twitter at WrestlingWCC. Thanks for watching, guys.